Hello, monsters abound here, and welcome to a quick look at SpellForce Conquest of Eo. Whatever that is. Anyway, this is a bit like Master of Magic, Age of Wonders, that kind of thing. It's pretty good. It is played on like the same map, which is quite interesting, but you can change your character and where you start, which is quite interesting. So you have archetypes. Now, I am going to try an alchemist because I haven't tried an alchemist before. I've tried the artificer. I've not tried the necromancer. This is a slightly harder start, I think. The alchemist and artificer are fairly sort of straightforward. But basically, this is your crafting. Basically, your crafting thingy-majig. So we can actually make a custom made. You know what? Let's make a custom made. Sure, let's do that. Fuck it. We're gonna stick with alchemy. I was in World of Warcraft. I was always an alchemist. Don't know why. Just kind of liked the idea of it. So we're gonna be an alchemist. We're gonna be, I guess, nature makes sense, right? As an alchemist, kind of. You know, picking flowers. Have some flowers. Flowers and death. Yeah. Fuck you. Flowers and death. And we're gonna start it now. This is kind of like the easy area. But you can start in, like, you know, the really nasty place. These are all areas on the same map. I think I'll start in... I'm going to start here. Rich in wildlife. I'm going to go with this one. Sure, let's do that. And we're going to stick with Explorer. So enemies, they have weaker stacks, balanced economy, battle AI is forgiving, and we get occasional attacks on the tower, but there's time to explore, which I kind of... And we can always change our choice later on, which makes sense. So I got a key for this game, and it's currently available on Steam. Is it THQ? THQ? Whatever, look it up. I'll put the link in the description, it's fine. I did play a bit of this on the Steam Deck. It's really well suited for playing on the Steam Deck, actually, which is really nice. So when I was on holiday, on my holobobs, I was playing this on my Steam Deck on the drive up. So when a message from your master told you he discovered a way to channel the All-Fire and urged you to come to his tower, you quickly gathered your entourage and set out. The letter contained little more than his note and a small flute exquisitely carved and bearing your master's sigil. He seemed to fear running afoul of the Circle of Mages, the most powerful covenant of magic users on Eo. Eo? His tower now before you bears signs of a terrible battle having raged there. Go to the tower immediately. So, yeah, we're gonna disable tutorials because I kind of know what I'm doing. Right, so here we are. So we have a little stack of monsters. These are our lads. I did play mostly on my Steam Deck, so I'm more used to like using buttons and movement stick. Is that what it's called? Analog stick? That one. Rather than the mouse, which is a bit weird, but there we go. So you start off with an alchemist minion, so these guys are special. I think you can make more of them eventually, but they are quite potent to start off with. They do start off with like a range attack there, and they have a melee attack. They've got a bunch of other abilities there, but particularly they start with like a world skill that lets you begin harvesting the resources you need to create stuff for your archetype, be that alchemist, artificer, or I don't know what the necromancer does, but I'm assuming digs up bones, maybe? Question mark? Who knows? But he also gets gather boost as well, so that's fine. And we also have some goblin brawlers. Gobbos there. Lovely lads. They're just melee boys. They're like tier 1. They're a bit shit, but they will level up eventually. So there we go. So this is the map, and the map is, I say, it's the same map each time. So because we've started in where we are, sort of at this location, if you start in this location again, you will start in basically the same position. And different areas look wildly different. There's different sort of like biomes and stuff, which is quite nice. And there's a whole bunch of stuff sort of littering the map. So we have things like there's a mine over there. There's like a construction site. There's a mana stash. And of course the Master's Tower, which is exactly where we're going to go now. This is a turn-based game, so we're going to click on that. And we will meander over in this direction. The corpses and debris marking the fight inside the great hall of your Master's Tower fill you with grief. for him. Instinctively, your hands go to the flute he sent you with his letters. You trace the fine carvings with your fingers, and memories of your time here flood your mind. Suddenly, the flute seems to hum and vibrate, and a small sound emanates from it. The sound morphs into a flute melody, and with it, shadowy images slowly begin to appear across the hall. Figures take form, becoming more solid and taking the shape of two groups facing each other, weapons drawn. You see your old master leading one of the groups. This must be the battle for the tower. I've done this, so I already know what happened. Impressions of the fighting still play on your mind as you slowly walk up the dented stairway. The tower, damaged and deserted, still retains your master's presence somehow, willing you onward. Whatever happened here will not be forgotten. You are sure there is more to discover. Your master was always adept at hiding his secrets, but you were determined to uncover them. Set up in the tower. You take stock. The entry hall's golden chandelier has been stolen and its soft carpets are gone. What, they looted the place as well? You absolute bastards. Your master's tower is not just attacked, but also robbed, it appears. Ah, bloody criminal justice system. On closer inspection, there are several tracks out of the tower. Traces of torn fabrics and dropped cutlery lead to a goblin camp not far from here. Go to the goblin camp and find the thieves. We have a goblin camp here. So we are now in the tower, and this sort of like area here is our domain. Now, we can expand our domain, but not very easily. There are only limited ways of doing it. On top of that, the resources that you collect, such as if this was within the range of our domain, we would start collecting some money, which is this resource over here, gold. Eventually that'll run out, so we exhaust the mine. And you might be thinking, well, what do you do then? Well, then, and eventually, and well, very soon, pretty quick in the campaign, you get the ability to move your tower. Basically, you can make it float and move around and then set it down other places. So the idea is you kind of like nomadically move around the map and sort of secure resources and sort of explore your surroundings, move from one area to the other. It's actually quite neat the way it's done, because I do find with a lot of games like this that you don't explore as much as you should do because you're always worried about your hometown. Right. In this, you take it with you. You don't have to worry about it. You're like a horde in Total War, sort of, in a way. Sort of like how the ogres should work, really. Anyway, so we're gonna select our boys and we're gonna send them to the goblin camp. From the camp, you make out the loud, obnoxious squabbling of goblins. It appears they're fighting over loot from the tower, screaming at each other at the top of their lungs. We're gonna ambush them. Or do we wait and watch? No, we'll ambush them. Fuck you, nerds! So here we are on the battle map, and the goblins are taking their first turn, moving up to positions. We've got some archers over here. And our boy... Now, we can see how far the goblins can move. So we're going to scooch down here. Yeah. Let's do something like that. I don't know if we're in range. We are not. Right, so we can just end our turn. We'll automatically guard. Not a surprise, but we can return fire. Eventually. If I can remember how to do it. There we go. Now, these guys are guarding, so we could attack them, but they will retaliate. So instead, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to guard. Now move up and engage. Take a little bit of fire there, but we're fine. So we retaliated. And you can see like the little movement. Like the little yellow dots here. The little yellow dots are sort of how much stuff we can do. And what that means is that when we retaliate, it uses up our movement points. Now, I could kill these guys, or I could kill these guys, and then we could potentially move down there and take those guys out. So I'm thinking maybe we do that. Can we do that? I guess we can't. You know what? If we move up here, they can't shoot at us. And then we can just guard here. They're going to try and get out of dodge. So they'll try and attack us to let them break away. But to be honest, that's fine. We got a free shot on them. We can finish these guys off. And then we can just mop these guys up. There we go. So attacks to the front 3 arcs will have retaliation. Attacks from the rear won't. But the first attack will cause the attacked unit to turn around. So we got some resources, we got some remains there, and we've also increased our reputation with an undiscovered faction by +1. We can also level these guys up. So each level up you get an option of one of 2 different level up abilities. So we could go for more armor there, for example, for them. And it's not going to be the same each time either. So these guys get +1 melee damage or +1 armor. You know what? I will go with more armor for both of them, I think. So the now quiet camp is littered with goblin corpses. They were carrying using some of the master's tools as well as a small amount of coin. So we've got a lesser glyph of the grave robber, some Finnan beer, and a lesser glyph of the herbalist, which actually very, very useful. So where are the rest of his possessions? As you tend to leave, a few goblins emerge from hiding behind one of the dirty tents. One of them wearing a hood made of torn silken cloth. It waves excitedly at you. You! I remember you, one of the master's pupils. Yes, yes, we serve master. Not like those Chagrak here. He spits at dead goblins emphatically. Bowing, he adds, we serve you now. Yes, yes, you give us shinies. We fight for you. Show you where more master things are. Show me then. Goblin points to 2 stacks of chests and sacks not far from where you stand. Let's collect those. So we've got two options there. We've run out of moves, so we now end our turn. We will, obviously, we've taken a bit of damage in that fight, but we will replenish each turn. We replenish faster in friendly sort of like settlements and stuff. You wander the old familiar rooms of the tower, lost in memories of your time here as an apprentice. The place was clearly searched through before the goblins ransacked it. Your master's crafting room has been depleted, most of the other chambers ravaged. Whoever did this left no stone unturned. Go to the library. Buried beneath a toppled bookcase is your master's. In your master's gutted library, you find his old grimoire. Reverently, you open the heavy tome. Many of its beautifully illustrated pages have been torn out, but you still see bits and pieces of your master's illegible script. He was always secretive about his arcane research, often writing in code. Try to decipher the grimoire. You look for the first spells he taught you, carefully flipping the large pages to one of the bookmarks attached to the spine. You can indeed make out some of the basics. Others you can almost decipher. You gaze around the room, imagining a treasure trove of arcane knowledge hidden among the scattered scrolls and torn books. A lifetime of magical study at your disposal. I will not leave until I have recovered my master's knowledge. Right, so now we have the grimoire. So we can build the alchemy room in our tower. We can also do some research. We've got some spells already sort of like research there. So we want to do the wisp first. So we'll do that one. We've got some death spells, nature spells. Good stuff. Brewplints as well. So we want to do... Was it the study? Build the alchemy. We want the alchemy room. Are these the rooms we have? I think it is. This is what... Oh, here we go. Click to build a room. We want the alchemy room. Yeah. So let's build that. And we can now recruit goblins. So we're going to get a goblin shaman. It's going to take 5 turns. And we're going to end our turn. So we've got some more money there, which is quite nice. There's a little guy over there, which I don't have to worry about too much. And we'll bring you over there. And we've got our alchemy lab, which now means that we can do some alchemy. So what we can actually do here is put ingredients in. We need a catalyst as well. I don't know what that is. I guess we don't have one yet. I guess it needs that icon on it. I have seen that icon before. But basically, once you've got a catalyst, you can then put ingredients in. The ingredients are based on these little dots on the top. So, for example, if I put one there, we get 3 life/death. And that will then produce something different. So the idea being that we want to sort of like make some really cool shit. basically that'll help us in battle. As you can see, our boys are healing up a little bit, which is great. Got some more money, which is nice. There are some stuff here. Magical water is a harvestable location. We've got a fish trap there. We want to go and grab the mana, I guess. Is this? Okay, so Elven Heal route here. So if we go there, is this it's a harvestable location. Right, so we can spend some turns actually just harvesting that plant. And that will give us some resources to use in alchemy. What are your next steps? The destruction of your master's tower must mean he uncovered something of the Allfire's secrets, which a circle guards fiercely. You can restore the contents of a grimoire, but his tower needs rebuilding too. And if the circle is behind his disappearance, you must expect them to come for you as well. Maybe they know of your discovery already. I will not upset. What exactly is the circle? The Circle of Mages are covenant to the most powerful magi on Eo. They supposedly protect all practitioners of magic, furthering knowledge of the mystical arts. But they are also the only living beings to have begun to master the Allfire's might, having recently discovered the key to its might on the faraway continent of Zoo. Now they bar others from partaking in the Allfire's immense power, claiming it is too dangerous for the uninitiated to handle. I will have to tread carefully. Taking proper stock of your master's laboratory, you find very little more than empty vials and containers that have, like everything else, been searched through. It was certainly not the work of goblins. You can make out tracks of a cart leading to a nearby hamlet you passed on your way here. Did the villagers plunder the tower after it was abandoned too? So I should check in with them too. Right, so let's go and say hello to these guys. So the village's inhabitants eye you with an air of hostility when you arrive. Children are called inside. Some of the villagers arm themselves with tools and sticks. Your band regard them cautiously in return. A burly black-haired man brandishes a cudgel, steps forward and says, "There is nothing for you here." I'm going to ask them why they're so hostile. The villagers stare darkly. You are here to take back the wizard's goods, aren't you? The apprentice gave them to us payment for helping him flee. It was a fair trade. We will fight for them. No need. Let me trade them for... Oh, yes, let's trade for them. The villagers barely budge, but after a moment, one of the elders steps forward hesitantly. We were afraid that you would bewitch us. The old wizard's apprentice thought they would come after him and take back the items we gave him. We wanted to trade them in the city to buy clothes for our children. I have no intention of harming you. Let's trade. Trade? But we trade? The elder stares at you, slow to collect himself and call out to his people. The major's troops are here to trade. As those around you begin to relax, he leans in to squint at you. You're not playing a cruel trick on us. You really wish to trade for the goods. Yes, trade. Is that so hard to fathom? It's just... We humbly apologise for our behaviour. Now, what would you like to trade for the goods? Let's pay some money. They only want clothes for the kids, don't they? The villagers gladly accept the coin and you give them their wares. You give them for their wares, but seem happy for you to leave. Okay, good. So we've got some ashes, some wheat, some potent water, a pumpkin, a potion of fire breathing, a bomb, apparently. We lost some gold, but we've made got better relations with an undiscovered faction. Pleasure doing business. As you leave, you think about the apprentice the villagers kept speaking of. Perhaps you can find them. They may be able to shed some light on your master's fate. I will see if we can find out more. Now, because that's now in our domain, we are making a little bit of money from them, which is fine. It's not a huge amount, but it's something. Okay, I want to craft 10 potions, and we've researched the wisp. That'll come in useful later. We could actually summon a wisp, so let's do that. And what do we like here? So Primordial Forest, summon Animal Pack. Ooh, I quite like the idea of being a Disney princess, so sure. Let's do that. So it's still 2 turns for our goblin lads. The goblin camp will decay as well, so we can only recruit while we have that. But again, eventually we'll move the tower and we can go and grab some other troops and stuff. And you can build buildings that lets you recruit stuff as well. So we're going to meander in this direction. Your master's missive spoke of an all-fire source he discovered not far from here. Now that you have established yourself in his tower, it is time to search for it. You eagerly scour his scribblings for any hint to the source's location. He must be close to the tower, else your master would not have set up his abode here. Eventually you find the location noted in your master's grimoire. It is not even a day's walk from the tower. But how to access the Allfire? As many have found out, to their detriment, no mortal may touch the Allfire without being consumed. The Circle only recently discovered how to master its power, and they will not teach their secret to anyone. But your master once described a theory of his, of a magical conduit. By summoning it as an ethereal creature to meld with the Allfire source, and retaining the connection to it after it has been consumed, you may be able to channel some of the Allfire's power into yourself. A wisp may do the trick, an ethereal being often used by mages as scouts or messengers. Let's summon a wisp and try! Yes! Isn't it good that I did exactly what they knew what I should do? Yep. Odd that, innit? Right, we're going to get our little goblin shaman. We're going to stick him in there to help us out. And we're going to... Now, we are losing a little bit of money now because obviously we've got that goblin. So what we're going to do is we're going to recruit some brawlers, I think. And alchemy. Right, so the pumpkin is a catalyst. So we can do that. Now that'll give us 2 orange. So if we've got any more orange, like a potion of fire breathing will give us 2 dwarven ignition. Which is quite fun. That'll give us 2. Okay, so we could just do that. What else could we do? Blue. What does the water do then? Doesn't seem to be actually like doing anything for us. Okay, well, once we got some more bits and pieces, that'll come in handy, right? Don't think we've got anything else to do. No, good. Right, we'll head here. We can summon in the wisp, so we will do that. Let's pop you there. I don't think the wisp actually does anything. I mean, do they have any attack? Oh, they can do bolts. Actually, that's not too bad. That's not horrendous. I guess they're okay as like a shooty peep. What's this? Harvestable location. Okay, good to know. Let's bring you over here. That probably wasn't a good idea. Got a decayed brain. Neat. Well, you can move quite far. That's interesting to know. So this might be a town over here. I've not started this location before, so I don't actually know what I'm dealing with. I don't really like you being close to me. I'm gonna scooch up. Just stay there. Nope, you dick. I'm not gonna win that. Retreat. Okay, we've got a new week. Aeonea's creation filled with renewed energy, strengthen the creation of mana, so we get more mana per day. Nice. Not far away from your tower, you spot a hooded figure watching you from a crop of trees. Is the circle already aware of your presence here? Danger may be closer than you expect. I need more guards. You know the local militia holds a watchtower not far away. Perhaps you can acquire help there. Let's talk to them. Okay, first, let's kill these dickheads. Who are these guys? New Purity of Light. I'm gonna give you fucking Purity of Light. Okay, let's see. Where can you move? Oh, you can actually move up quite far, can't you? Okay, you move up there. Now, our Goblin Shaman has some spells. You get Electro Ball and a Healing Spore, which is quite nice. However, he will have a set amount of focus, and these spells will cost focus. So that's cost 3 focus, which means obviously we can only cast it so many times. Other units will have other spells, all that kind of good stuff. we're going to blap them. Obviously we're guarding, so take a little bit less damage, they'll take a little bit more. We can heal our boys. That will give them Berserker Shroom, which increases their melee attack, but decreases their melee defense. So we will do a little bit there, and then we'll cut them down. Oh. Oh, easy. Easy. No level up though, disappointing. Right, can we take the bugs as well? Approach the All-Fire's node location, you find it buzzing with activity. A swarm of insects has taken hold of it, no doubt attracted by the place's alluring energy. Kill the pests. Yeah. Yeah, let's fight them. So come on, little buzzy boys. Hornets. Can we actually see what they... Mortal beasts. Okay, nothing particularly interesting. So, they can move... I can't quite reach you there. I'll move you back. Okay. Let's move... Let's do something like this. Okay, that's not too bad. Right. Let's shroom up. We will hit these guys. Hit these guys. Take a little bit of damage here, but overall, I think that was successful. No problem. Oh, levels up across the board. What we got? More health or +1 gold? Ooh, +1 gold. Yeah, I like that. Damage on flanking attacks, +1 speed. I like the flanking attacks more. And the shaman. +1 white damage. Yes, because if we're going to shoot people. Sounds quite good to me. Fur and a chunk of meat. After dispersing the giant insects, you eagerly approach the place with a glow seems to break through the ground, pulsating with promise. The All-Fire draws you to it, its power singing to you. As tempting as it is, you know that outside the circle of mages, no one can touch it and survive. If you can summon a wisp, it would meld with the All-Fire source and allow you to channel its power. Like this one. Before you is the glory of the All-Fire. Its raw, unbridled energy sings to you, resonating with every fibre of your being. You desire nothing more than to touch it, although you know it will destroy you. The wisp beside you hums, slowly resonating with the All-Fire too. I'm just going to let the wisp do it. You barely manage to avert your gaze to wondrous energy, so powerful is your desire to delve into the All-Fire source. But you do restrain yourself, focusing instead on what can be learned from observing the meld. To hell with the circle, I will conquer the All-Fire. So we can now do meld. That'll take 2 turns. We need to protect it. In the meantime, dealing with, you know, bullshit like this wolf thingy. So it's a ritual altar. We got some flowers nearby. All that's quite nice. Good. So we've also got some goblins that we can probably... You know what? I'm just going to leave them there for a minute. Stacks away. Yeah, I know I do, but he's not doing anything. Don't do it. Don't. Swear to God, fucking walls, man. Okay, heroic victory. We can just auto-resolve that one. Right, let's try that again. I'm going to bring you over here, and we're going to do some harvesting. Now, what I can do is we do have glyph slots, so I could give these guys the ability to harvest plants as well. However, with only one of them, it's probably not a great idea. Late at night, a frantic rattling at the door wakes you up. From your windows, you see a hooded figure nervously eyeing the path leading up to your tower. Spotting you, they frantically wave and shout. Quick! Open up in the name of your master! They are after me. Survey the area for any pursuers. You scan the darkness, but you cannot make out anything or anyone following the hooded figure. They hammer against the door. Come on, hurry up! They cannot be far now. Open the door. After quickly sliding through the doorway and locking the door behind them, the man slumps against the wall and breathes. I pray they have not spotted my trail, or we may all be lost. There we go. Suddenly catching his breath, he pulls down his hood. He is older than you thought, his beard already greying. Apologies, where are my manners? He mumbles. I know who you are. Our master spoke very highly of you, but no doubt you wonder who I am. Indeed. I am Nalkis of Connacht. I studied the alchemical crafts with our late master, the man says proudly. Here is proof of my work with him. He hands you a number of densely filled pages that seem to centre on extracting various essences to concoct poisons. Your master's hand is scribbled all over them. So tell me, what happened to our master? I say it's quite the tale. He takes a seat at a small table in the tower entrance. Do you want me to tell you everything, or just what happened to our master's research after the circle came for him? Skip to the end. A day's journey not far from here is a tower the circle's forces have long used as a base. I am certain this is where they took the pages of our master's most valuable research. I managed to gather some of the master's former servants, but our forces are not sufficient to take on the circle's minions. I implore you, please help me to protect our master's legacy. I swear I will not fail him again. I will even offer you my services if you help me retake his research. Please, together, we may best the circle's forces. Our master's work must be preserved. Yeah, alright. Oof, look at this lad. He's a big boy. He's a big boy. Right, so we have some elven rangers. We got some doggos. Love me a doggo. And, of course, the goblins. And then we've also got Nalkis of Connacht. So this guy is basically like a leader. So if he dies, he can be brought back. He has a bunch of skills and stuff. And he's quite strong. And also, you notice that our other army could only be 4 people. And there's like a leader slot here. And he is a leader. So basically, he can take the leader slot. Whereas obviously, we can't just add another unit there. Because you can actually increase the size of your army, but I'm not entirely sure how you do that. Also, you can build a lodge as well, which obviously gives you more resources because it increases your domain just like your tower does. Before we go for this, we are actually going to go for the militia outpost down here. Some soldiers loiter in front of the watchtower, but there isn't even a proper guard posted. At the sight of your approach, a few of them do get up, unsure on their feet, obviously more than just a little drunk. I'm going to admonish them for their dereliction of duty. The soldiers all laugh mirthlessly. Do you think anyone cares? The leader snorts. The Baron hasn't visited in months, and brigands freely roam the lands. People complain every day. Their cries fall on deaf ears. I'll pay you handsomely. He looks greedily at the bag of coin. I guess you have enough to make it worth our while, he replies. The soldiers start packing their gear. Lead away, mage. We will follow. Let's close that. Oh, God. Founded by both humans and elves, Alluvion is renowned for its elegant elvish architecture and lush gardens. The city's gatherers roam the countryside looking for medicinal and magical ingredients, and travelling elves often stay here and bring rare plants from Finnon Mere. I might want to go for a visit. Oh, there we go. Little city there. We can, cities, say, because the map's always the same, cities will be in the same place, and you can sort of ally with cities by doing quests for them and killing monsters nearby. All that kind of good stuff. Right, you are tier 2. You guys are tier 1, aren't you? I guess that's fine. Who's stronger? You've got more willpower, melee attack. You have pack tactics as well. Alright. We're going to send you back here. And then... I'm going to give you the herbalist glyph, because that makes sense. We don't have any items yet, but you can also equip artifacts to them. It's quite fun. You are doing that, which is fine. You are harvesting, which is fine. Ooh, I don't like that. So we've now grabbed that and increased our domain. So as you acquire all fire, it will sort of like create a little domain area around it. What the fuck is this? Primordial forest. Enemies will emerge from here. Interesting. Right, so we've got this lad here. He looks like a big bruiser, doesn't he? So we probably want to try and take him. It says decisive victory. Okay, here's indeed a big boy. These guys have fireballs. That sounds quite nasty. You can't actually get around there, can you?
Yes.
Now, you do have first aid, which will come in handy. Okay. Could have been better. Let's just see what he wants to do. It's gonna... Ooh. That wasn't great.
Yes.
Heal 30 health of an allied unit within 3 range. Only affects mortal units. Fair enough. What does Disorder do? -2 damage. That is unfortunate.
Yes.
Okay, not bad. Okay, you're not disordered anymore. So we could run behind you. We would take a hit. I'm not too worried about the goblins, to be honest. Could run over here and engage these guys. That'll stop them from throwing fireballs at me. Which they do slightly more damage with. I was hoping to finish off. They're going to try and get out of the out of range. Okay, that's it. Chop. Dislike. Please don't kill my goblins. Oh, you're not doing anything. Oh, good. Okay, in that case...
Yes.
let us shoot you.
Yes.
Like that. We can finish you off. Down you go. We can open fire on you. Very nice. And then mop you up. Easy. Alright, victory. We got a corrupted ruby. So that's a bit fun. Now, I wonder if we can actually do anything with that. So that's a catalyst. If we can find any... Still going to make potions of fire breathing. Doesn't want to make anything. It makes 4 dwarven ignition. Could we? Ooh, berserker shrooms. I need to get my hands on some more stuff. Okay, I need you guys to heal up. So if we go back to our domain, we should end up with more health. I do have you here, and I'm kind of tempted to swap out you. For you. Something like that. You go in there and just sleep. And then once we've healed up, so we picked up some resources there, so we've got some Lenya and some seeds. And some experience. Is this another harvestable area? Fairy grass. Sounds good to me. I found fairy wings. Can traverse any terrain. Oh shit. Like forever? Oh, for 2 turns. I mean, I could go and grab... Only lasts for 2 turns. I don't know what happens if you're over water and then you can't traverse. Like, what happens then? Never mind. Let's summon an animal pack. Because reasons. And let's go aid. Let's research aid. Okay. Alright, we're fully healed up. Let's go and attack the tower. The Circle's forces are spotted you from afar and prepared for battle. Stay away or we will end you, their leader shouts from one of the tower's windows. They will taunt me a second time. Now, these Medusa warriors are very nasty. Yep. Very, very nasty.
Hmm? Hmm?
Oodles of health.
Hmm? Hmm?
You just stay there.
Yes.
We just need to wear them down. Because they will just do a shit ton of damage. These guys aren't too worrying, all in all. But the Medusa Warriors, yeah, they do just catastrophic damage. Those crossbows, though, not bad. I am okay with that. If we get behind them, we could give them a little nibble. Or I could go and eat them.
Yes.
Okay, they are down. They could just run over here. And then if they want to get away, they'll... Yeah, let's give them a little bite on the bum. I think... We'll, okay, with that, that's fine.
Yes. Yes.
If I meander over here...
Yes.
I can... Nope,
Yes.
come here, come here. There we go, we can heal. We can also, and I always forget to do this, but we can use items, can't we? Somehow. Oh, there we go. So I could, like, throw a bomb, for example. But I think we'll just go and nibble them. Because, I mean, what they're going to do now, they can run away and we'll eat them. Or... yeah, like that. Heroic victory. Damn right. So, we're in the circle domain. Look at that. Level up. Let's give you more health. And you can have more speed. And you can have... ooh, Elven Archery. I like that. You search through every room of the Circle's tower until you find your master's research spread out on a table. As promised, he has written about a way to channel a much larger amount of Allfire using your tower as a focus. Scanning the text, you barely understand half of it, but the potential is evident. This method would have brought him far closer to mastering the Allfire and the rival the Circle mages. No wonder they wanted him stopped. They feared he would become their equal. So now I've got the tower spell page. We must study this further no matter what the Circle thinks. Flying Spire. Rip your tower from the ground. Levitate it freely. Yes. Obviously. Why would I not? We've got one little guy there. We probably want to bot. Weak of the Guardians. Let's go and beat up this guy. I think we can probably just auto-resolve that one. Yeah. Ooh, it'll level up. Find 30% more loot. Yes, please. Got a good luck charm. Alright, let's go and... okay, oh. Do a Flying Spire. Nope, that was unfortunate. It didn't go quite to plan, did it? A sudden earthquake, a magical explosion, the very walls of your room shake and your tower is ripped from the ground, climbing higher and higher. Unable to contain the sheer enormity of the spell, you falter and the tower falls to the ground as fast as it rose. Another shockwave rumbles around you as you get your bearings. The scenery around the tower lies in ruins. Oops. You've caught a glimpse of what your master spell may achieve, but it is strenuous. With more focus and preparation, you think you might be able to make it easier. I need to study this. To levitate the tower and research, I want to get, yeah, sure, a primordial forest, why not? This is Alluvion. Alluvion is divided into upper and lower city. Many of the upper city squares and houses display an elven influence in their green enameled rooftops and adornments. So there's some quests here. We can do a mysterious sickness. The local theatre group has fallen violently ill overnight. The medics are at a loss. No one knows what ails them. We hope that Lenya will at least give them some comfort. One tells you, do you have any to spare? Please, take these tufts. It takes some time, but Lenya is able to drive the sickness out. After a few hours, the troop feels much better. The medics give you their thanks, and word of your good deed quickly spreads. So we lose some Lenya, but we get 40 reputation with Alluvion. It seems this resolves the issue. So basically, as we do good things, we will get access to new stuff, particularly things like units, and we can buy some bits and pieces here, like being able to get a lesser glyph of herbalist, which is quite useful if we want our boys to go out and collect more stuff. Get pure glyph herbalist. That's quite nice. Grants a skill first aid. Ooh. Good times. So we are currently powering up the spell to levitate our tower. Oh, I was doing some harvesting, wasn't I? Sure, you do that. We'll get you back over there to do some harvesting. Hello, doggos. That's it, you go over there. Ugh. Reset the time. Never mind. Not the end of the world. We've got Zombify. Sometimes you need to end a knife to renew it. Consuming the target to create more pliable and resilient or resistant minion. Oh, that sounds fun. I don't know why I went with necromancy. I don't know if that's a good idea. Screw it. Doing it anyway. I don't think we've got anything else to do. So, I mean, I could recruit... Oh, mind you, we are paying 5 for unit upkeep, which is not ideal. Got plant sap, some elven heal roots. This is quite nice. Can we do anything with that? Oh, that is a catalyst, so we can do that. And then if we can find something which gives more green. A Draught of the Giants. Gives them 100% health. Let's craft that. I think we can just auto-resolve you. You have leveled up, which is good. We've got +2 focus. Yeah, that will let you cast more stuff. Got some bandages as well. The Shaper's Secret. Prowling wildlife. The wolves have been pestering Alluvion's villages for some time now. The people have begun offering rewards to anyone who can prove they have killed some of their beasts. Let's see if we can find these wolves. Oh look, there's some wolves. There's some more wolves. Let's go. Oh, and even more. There's a lot of wolves. There's a lot of wolves about. That's probably why they're offering a bloody reward, isn't it? It does kind of remind me of that story of the British Raj when they offered like a bounty for snakes, and suddenly they started getting a lot of snakes in because people had entrepreneurially decided to start like breeding snakes so they could like and the British found this out and were like, oh, that didn't work out quite to plan. So, well, obviously we're going to stop this. So then what do you think happened? That's right. Because the snakes weren't worth anything anymore, they let them go. So then they had an even bigger problem. Amazing. Amazing stuff. Hello. You come across a small camp. Just a few tents, a wagon, and some draft horses. The smell of roasting drifts from the fire. As you draw closer, you see a group of people gathering around a cooking boar. They look harmless. May we share your camp? The group of friendly nomads travelling the lands and living off what they can find. They happily share a meal and tell the story of a ghostly ruin that appeared from nowhere one day. Once a rich lord lived there. It's said his son fell in love with another prince, and the father trapped them there. Some say they're still there now, grieving their lost freedom. Oh well, thanks. I think we can just auto-resolve that one. Little level up. Very nice. Oh, more money. Yes, I could definitely do with more money. That's definitely something I could do with. Absolutely. You find a pack of large wolves devouring what looks like to be a sheep. You must have stolen it from a nearby farm. Kill them. They'll provide proof that you've killed the wolves. Indeed it will. Indeed it will. There's some more wolves over there. Also, we need to levitate our tower. So now we can move our tower. Scooch over here, for example. And then we can pop him back down. Oh, we don't have to pop him back down. We could just leave him. But we're going to do it. If we clear out this mine, we'll get a lot of cash, which is what we kind of need at this point in time. But you know, if you don't like the view, you can just change it, which is quite nice. A new day dawns, bringing fresh challenges and dangers throughout the land. The circle resents your growing power. Well, the circle can kiss my ass. Yeah, we can resolve that one. Ooh, level ups. Love it. Missile, yes, more missile damage. Absolutely. Damage reduction against missile attack sounds quite nice. This unit and every ally in its stack ignore movement penalties from forests. That sounds very useful. More melee damage sounds very useful. And yeah, more missile damage. Absolutely. We've got some mountain copper. Very good. So this is a hunting lodge. Hunters and wolves when inside our domain. So we can now recruit hunters and wolves should we need to. We're actually not making any gold at the moment, but we are, you know, generally fine. At least we're not losing any money at the moment, which is good. And there's some quests over here in dire need. Another's cry for help. A brother's cry for help, even. Let's go and see what that is. Is that a sky iron vein? So if you are an artificer, then you want like to mine stuff because it gives you the minerals you need to then create like glyphs and shit, which is quite nice. We are still making a thingy-majig, which is fine. Do we want to recruit anyone? We've only got hunters and wolves. And to be honest, I think we're generally fine for each. What we got? Primordial forests, resist elements. I don't really care about that. Guess let's get transmutation, something like that. Those bloody wolves. Get them, boys. Level them up. Ooh, pack tactics. You know what? Sure. More damage on flanking attacks. Damage against armoured units. And with armoured. Oh, I haven't really seen any of those, so we'll do something like that. Fur is good. Let's find out what this quest is. You hear a cry from help echoing through the village. A dwarf runs up the street, gesturing wildly behind him. It seems he's being ignored. Help, trolls! We need help, please, anyone! The villager's reaction, you gather he must be one of the Norgate's granite dwarves. Tell us what happens. Dwarf wipes blood out of his eyes, running from a cut on his brow. I dare in Norgate, trolls from Region Gore. Please help my village. Kill the trolls. Completely exhausted, he faints at your feet. We should help. Empty his pockets before we go. Yeah. Continue. Oh, Jesus Christ, that's a long way away. Yikes. No wonder he fainted, but I guess thanks for the shit. Let's just harvest this plant. Let us do that. I guess we'll go to town, see if they've got anything useful, potentially. We do have some doggos. Human work. What does a human worker do? Oh, they have harvest plant and mine ore. I see. Oh, and they can swim. Interesting. I'm very tempted. They do cost some money, but that would let us, like, get some of this stuff. I'm going to buy them. Do some swimming. Get in there. I thought you had the harvest skill. You do have the harvest skill. Oh, it's a fish trap. I thought that was a harvesty thingy. Oh, it's not. It's just money. I mean, it's not bad. There's harvesty thingy over there. And wolves can't eat you because you're in the water, and wolves can't swim. But we've got a draft of the giant thingy-majig, which is good. Could potentially try and do some purple shenanigans. Berserker shrooms. Is there anything else we can do? Some willpower. Not super into that. That just gives us more draft of giant, doesn't it? Revitalizing nectar. Restores full health to an allied unit. Oh, that gives you that skill in battle. So it costs one action. It's a lot of resources to throw into just one thingy. I mean, the rations are fine. There's nothing there I desperately want at this moment in time. If I move my tower here, to be honest, I probably get more money. More money from this. I could always create a lodge to expand my domain. That would work too. That's an option. I could just get corrodes. Just get that ticking along. I am going to put you over here. Because again, those wolves running around concern me. You're immersed in your studies when you hear a soft knock on your door. A woman in simple village garb waits at the foot of the stairs, nervously wringing the edges of her apron. Can I help you? Oh, she gasps distraught. I shan't intrude upon your sanctum. It's just the old master arcanist here said if we had any trouble, we should come to him. What with the barley and hops we always gave him, he owed us one, he said. But I can see the old master isn't... I mean, you're not... She stammers red-faced. Have no fear. What seems to be the problem? Her face gets even redder as she stammers. Well, it's just our village. It's over yonder. We had some people scared by night walkers this last fortnight. Yesterday, they attacked field workers as they returned home, and they've been entering the village. Walked right past our windows last night. What was the master supposed to do? So what do you need me for? Besides, well, usually we would call upon the militia, but they rarely come. We fear the night walkers may snatch our children, and workers don't dare go out into the field no more. Because a clumsy curtsy and continues. Now, reckoned you, I mean the master here, he would know what to do against night walkers. The village is in despair. Night walkers, undead you mean? How many? Oh, there's a whole lot of them roaming the land hereabouts. Must have come from that old tomb. The hunters have said eerie lights there at night. So would you help rid us of them? Jeez, words. We should be forever in your debt. I will look into it. I see dead people. Let's go and beat them up. Beat up the dead people. Ooh, we're now friendly. I am friendly. Okay, if you sneak over here, then we can harvest that water, apparently. We can scooch over in this direction. So, I mean, this is basically the game. It's kind of like an exploration type thing. A lot of the writing is actually really good. And I don't see the same quests pop up again and again. And that is just really nice to see. When you enter the market, you find most stalls empty and only a handful of people clustered around the well. There's a man in white robes is submerging a fish in a bucket. After only a few moments, the splashing stops and the fish floats belly up. It is as I thought. The water is poisoned. Alas, my cupboards are empty. I am unable to help. The well is poisoned? How did this happen? The people start explaining their desperate attempts to stop a pest. We thought those large insects were gone, but just recently they re-emerged. They ate our crops, kill our animals. We have no choice but to stop them, so we turned to poison. Unfortunately, it seems to have soaked into the ground and reached our wells. Whoever drinks from it gets sick. We don't have the resources to heal so many. A lot already drank from the water. How can we cleanse the waters? If we had more healing herbs, we could eliminate the poison. I can provide directions if you're willing to bring us some. I know multiple sources, but we only need a little. You can help the rest. You can keep the rest as compensation for your work. You'll get what you need. I mean, that's closer. After searching the surrounding area for a while, your band reaches an old mausoleum covered in vines and moss. There are several shambling silhouettes circling the place, almost like guardians. Keep an eye on them. Maybe we can learn more. Studying the shuffling sounds of rounds of the undead, you notice a ring of smaller graves around the tomb that have recently been disturbed. Then the faint glowing image of a woman appears inside the mausoleum itself. Hello? Cautiously watching the other undead, you bow low to the ghost. Her mask of rage slowly transforms to a face of an elderly woman with a proud bearing. Looking at your troop, she whispers, so you have finally come to rob me as you plundered my guards' graves. Is that what disturbed you? We intend no such thing. I can see you speak the truth, mortal. The woman nods, and your people ease up a little bit. 1 moon ago, a mortal came here, disturbed our rest, and taking what was ours. We followed the thief to the human village not far from here, but my servants were fought off. I have since summoned more. The grave transgression must be punished. If I find the culprit, will you teach me this power? The ghost looks at you haughtily. You mortals and your lust for power, you are all alike. Make sure punishment is served, and I shall teach you what I can. We have a deal then. And one of the things I like about this game is there's like the way you can approach quests is refreshingly different. Like I have had that quest before, and I solved it just by killing the undead. Job done. And it's nice that you can sort of like do a little bit of role play. And I say the map is massive. Like this section of the map is tiny. I mean, the map extends all the way over here, all the way down here. We're kind of right in the middle, to be honest. But it's huge. And there's factions listed across the map that you have to deal with. It's just generally quite fun. And I like the exploration part of it because it's not trying to sort of like trap you into just painting the map your color, which I really like. I mean, I guess the game could become a bit repetitive depending on where you start, but considering that you can sort of like modify the kind of faction you're playing and the spells you have available to you. I think there is replayability in this. So that was a quick look at SpellForce Conquest of Eo. I'll put a link to the Steam page in the description. If you like this kind of game, and there's a few... I mean, Master of Magic came out quite recently, didn't it? The remake. And we've also got the new Age of Wonders game coming out fairly soon. And I do quite like this type of game. But I particularly like the exploration feature of this and sort of like doing the quests and just wandering around with your little army, trying to get better units, leveling up, all that kind of stuff. It's really good. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.